Yo, what is up guys? It is Samool back again with another Epic 7 video for you guys today. Today we're going to be talking all about the unit on your screen here, Tamarinne, what her skills do, where you should use her, how to build her, just basically everything you need to know about this unit. Now before we get started with this video though guys, if you guys aren't already following me on Instagram, make sure you guys follow me there. We are doing a giveaway at 20k subscribers on YouTube, and it's very simple to actually participate. All you do is follow me on Instagram and like a post. So that being said, Tamarinne. So Tamarinne will be available from the selector, which if you guys don't know is going on right now. You just go to the event button on the lobby screen or in the mailbox on the event button. You'll see this Zarin Foundation Day. This interface is a little bit more harder to navigate than the other check-in events, but if you guys look hard enough, it is pretty obvious in my opinion. But yeah, Tamarinne, guys, best PvE soul weaver in the game. There's not really any competition. Honestly, people would say that she's the best PvE unit in the game, and I would say definitely. Tamarinne is a very powerful unit. Let's look at her skills and see why she is so good. S3, guys, it is basically a transformation. What it does is it will recover Tamarinne to full HP, cleanse your entire team, and then grant her an extra turn. You'll gain the idle buff for 3 turns. Now this skill is unique in that it'll start on full cooldown. It is an 8-turn cooldown, but you'll see that when we look at her other skills, it's technically a 4-turn cooldown. So also when you pair her with Asaria, guys, it's a very powerful combination because Asaria can actually reset the cooldown on Tamarinne on her S3. Now our S2, guys, in her normal form, it is just an AoE heal. It will decrease the cooldown of her S3 by an extra turn, so that's kind of why her S3 is on a 4-turn cooldown, because her S2 and her S1 will decrease the cooldown of her S3 by an extra turn. And in idle form, it is a attack buff for all of your allies for 2 turns, and will CR push by up to 50% and also heal. Very powerful skill. Your team will cycle extremely fast, and this heals for a lot, and the attack buff is very nice. Next, we have her S1, guys. Her S1 is a single target attack in normal form and just heals 1 ally that is the lowest HP. But in idle form, guys, it is an AoE attack that will dispel all buffs on all enemies and also trigger a dual attack from the ally with the highest attack. And you can soul burn this to actually heal even more. So this skill is also super broken because in PvE, guys, you really need to have a lot of dispellers because bosses will actually buff themselves with really strong buffs. For example, in Hell Raid, the Queen buff has a lot of buffs. Also, the Juleeve Council has a lot of buffs. In Katie's, you have to strip a lot of buffs. Expedition, a lot of buffs. You get what I'm saying, right? So having the spell on a soul weaver is very unique. Not a lot of soul weavers have this, and it is a very strong skill because of the fact that it is AoE, and also you trigger a dual attack from the ally with the highest attack. So basically it makes her an indirect damage dealer in idle form because she's constantly attack buffing your team, giving them more turns and also cycling them very fast, and also triggering dual attacks with her S1. Very powerful skill. She has a lot of utility compacted into one unit, which makes her very strong. That being said, how do you want to build her? So Tamarinne, guys, very easy to build. She is a very powerful unit, but that does not mean she needs really strong gear. Honestly, all you need on her is HP and speed, right? I think effectiveness is nice to have if you want her to strip more consistently, and I would actually recommend anywhere between 65 to about like 80% effectiveness depending on where you are taking her. Probably 65% at the bare minimum so she can strip the queen and also the Azimnak boss as well. But for the most part, all you need is a lot of speed so she cycles her turns really fast because her skills are so OP, and HP so she can survive long enough. Now, you can also even keep her at 5 stars and run her on a lower health build if you guys don't have really good gear. Just make sure she's not in the front tanking for your team. Just put her on the side and you should be good to go. Now, Tamarinne's biggest weakness, guys, is her cleansing, right? She doesn't have that many cleanses, only on her S3, and her S3 is on a cooldown that's pretty long. So what I like to do is I like to run her on Wondrous Potion Vial. A lot of people run her on this artifact to give her an extra cleansing. You can also run her on Magaraha's Tome if you decide to run an Angelic Montmorency with Tamarinne, which is a very common combination of soul weavers, one to cleanse and one to do everything else for your team. For set, guys, just run speed set. You're going to see I only have speed set on her. You honestly just need speed set. The other set doesn't matter. You can run a broken set, but if you want to be really efficient, you can run effectiveness set or even HP set to make her faster. So a very powerful unit, guys. You'll even see, like, I don't have that much invested into her, right? She's not even fully awakened because effect resist you don't really need on her unless you go for a very high effect resist build at 200%, which is honestly not worth it in my opinion. And also for Molagoras, you can literally just Molagora or skill enhancer S3 and she is fine. Going into her S2 is nice for that CR push, but it does get expensive, and her S1 is completely useless because this does literally no damage, so very low investment. My Tamarinne is 5-star Awakened at +6, and I take her in literally every area of content, right? She's very good in Golem, she's very good in KDs, very good in Azmonak. That's 3 out of the 5 hunts. You can also use her in all the Hell Raid bosses. You can use her in pretty much every single Abyss floor in the game. You can use her in every single expedition, literally every single one besides, I guess, Light Expedition. You can also take her into Automaton Tower for every single season. She's very good. She's very good in Ancient Inheritance. Just good everywhere. The only downside is, yes, you will not be able to use her in PvP because her S3 does start on cooldown, and without her S3 active, she is super useless, but very good in PvE because PvE fights take very long, so you'll cycle through her S3 a lot. So yeah, very powerful unit, guys. You definitely are going to want to get her from that selector if you guys don't have her already. People are deciding between her and Tamarinne, or her and Hwayoung, sorry, between Hwayoung and Tamarinne for who to choose. If you guys want to see a very detailed video on who I recommend between these two units, then make sure you check out my last video talking about Tamarinne versus Hwayoung from the selector. So make sure you guys get this unit. She's very powerful. Like, just to show you guys how often she's used, like, if you look at the expedition screen here, so looking at the statistics for expedition, guys, you're going to see why she's so good. For Fire Expedition, guys, she is the most used Soul Weaver, right? For Earth Expedition, she's obviously going to be the most used Soul Weaver. For even Ice Expedition, guys, the element that counters her element, she is the second most used Soul Weaver. And honestly, Rowana is very hard to build for this expedition, in my opinion. For Dark Expedition, you see her at number 1 for this expedition as well. Light Expedition, you don't see her because you're not really using healing here. So for basically every single expedition, if you have her built, you can just throw her into your expedition teams. If we look at, not Arena, you're not going to use her there. But if we look at Abyss, right? If you look at every single statistic for Abyss, you're going to see that she's pretty much used on almost every single floor, right? So let's start. So here, 102, the floor I'm on, she's used, right? 101, she's used. 100, number 1. Number one. So you kind of get what I'm saying here when Tamarinne is very OP for PvE, because once you get into the harder floors, you're really going to start to notice her and how effective she is. I think in the beginning of the game, people don't understand how broken she is, but once you realize you can pretty much take her into every area of content, you're going to realize, wow, this unit is very crazy. She's even good in like Hall of Trials, where she's able to basically force dual attacks over and over and do a lot of damage for your team, and help you farm those exclusive equipments even faster. So until you get Tamarinne though, guys, if you guys already did pull for Diane, you can definitely use Diane as a substitute. So, Diane is a very good option because she has that attack buff. But once you get Tamarinne, guys, just throw her into pretty much any single PvE team and you will be good to go. That being said, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys want to support the channel, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel to get updates when videos like this drop to help you guys out. And also, like I said, we have a giveaway going out on Instagram. Make sure you guys check it out. It's just free rewards. Literally all you have to do is click like 2 or 3 buttons and you'll be entered into the draw. That being said, guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.